Hello, everybody, and welcome to the dev demo of the new hunt. I'm now pretty much going to shut up for the rest of the stream. Y'all have fun. I guess that means Beetle or Hubert has to talk, but I guess I'll say something.
Finally.
Which
Go
of us
ahead,
is gonna
Hubert.
talk? Oh, okay. Hi, guys.
You.
So yeah, this is our first time doing a StreamYard thing. So this is fun. I think this is an improvement for me at least, because I had to use my phone with what we were doing with Spaces earlier. But we're excited to be here today. It's a special day. We have much to show, and I see a lot of people expecting there to be classes, and I'm just going to tell you, we're not showing you any new classes today. This is a reveal of the new hunt. So sorry to disappoint on that front, but we do have more classes coming, just not today. So yeah, with that said, I don't know, does anyone else want to say anything to like warm this up before we start revealing things?
I'm very excited to be here. Thank you, Hubert and Beetle, for emceeing in behalf of Bolon. Chat, hello. Good to see you all. Please, as many Kappas and Pepes in chat as possible. Let's get into it.
Great. Yeah. Hey, really excited, everybody. Glad you all checking this out, and it's gonna be awesome.
Yep, we've been hyping this up for a while, so I'm excited to show it off, along with a whole bunch of exciting new changes and things that we've alluded to that you get to see live. So yeah, super excited. And unfortunately, it won't let me sign into YouTube to shit posts. So I'm so sorry. I have to just read them and talk like a normal human.
I think it's called shit talking.
I can do that.
Listen, this
They
is
did in the 50s. They just shit talked.
All right. So before we dive in, for anybody who missed the Rockbach teaser, I just said something I wasn't supposed to. For anybody who missed the teaser, here it is.
Woo!
We are.
This is why we can't have nice things, Bolon.
I know.
Bolon is the
Bolon,
Michael Scott
wow.
of this team.
Thanks, Bolon.
I think I'm gonna say it. I really think I'm gonna say it.
I accept my shame.
Don't say Rockbox. Don't say Rockbox. Oh, wait, anyone saw the Rockbox?
So we're gonna show you some not Rockbox here in just a second. They're not Rockbox, okay?
It's all a lie.
Listen,
All
I
right,
wasn't
show
doing
them
my
the
stuff last time.
Rockbox.
All right, show them the rock box.
All right.
Show it to the people. It's actually Bach Rocks. Sorry to disappoint.
All right, I just explained this stuff, which you don't have to care much about. We have our internal testing side. So we're going to use this as we did last time, trying our best not to reveal too much.
Your pets are hungry, Sashay. What's going on there?
The pets, there are real pets, so it's not, so they don't have to
Claim
read
those
hunger.
airdrops, dude. My goodness.
Those
They're all
are-
real.
Nothing is real. All right, anyone want to add anything before I click the button?
I'll just say, let's give this, when you play it, we gotta give Sam some credit for this audio track. I've been hyping this thing up, and I really truly love it. It gets me pumped every time. So let's let it play at least for the first, until the thing.
Hell yeah. And also,
It's a banger.
do we want to mention the level stuff, Hubert?
Oh yeah, yes. As you can see, and we've mentioned before, this is a level 12 fight. So the level scaling, it level scales just like the boar hunt, but it starts at level 12. So if you're always welcome to try with lower level heroes, but I warn you all that this is a much harder fight than the boar hunt fight is. So they are gonna have a hard time, but I'm sure some people will succeed, as you guys have proven to be pretty resourceful. So, but yes.
Excellent.
Level up your heroes, my dudes.
Well, I guess with that,
Do it.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
What if it wasn't Rockbox after all that? It's like a snake or something.
Boars with wings. Let it sink in. Let that sink in. Play it again. Ooh. Refresh.
So good. Well, yep, here we are. As you can see, we have changed things. We've kind of been showing little snippets of the time bar, but now you can see it kind of in action there at the top. So we will no longer have the turn order being showing on the right, but in cases where there's kind of like a jumble of things happening very close to each other, you can click on like that jumble and it will should pop up something. Would you show that, Sashay? It'll switch to kind of a turn order view like this, and you can kind of see how many ticks are left until the turn happens. And also, ticks is kind of a term we're going to be using a lot. It's going to be, you're going to see it a lot in skills and whatnot. A tick is just kind of a generic time unit that we just assigned within our time system, and each of those little boxes on the bar count as what would be a tick. So if it says it's 10 ticks away, you can count 10 boxes away, and it's going to be around there. So, and we have many things that are like 40 ticks, 70 ticks, things where it's not even visible on the bar necessarily. But if you were to click on the turn, click on any things, you can see it on that turn list, like when something's going to happen.
Do you want to mention the potions?
Oh yeah, you might have noticed there's a bunch of potions down there. This is, in our tester, we are kind of cheating a bit because there's way more potions being brought than is allowed. Just kind of a quick overview of how this system works for anyone who hasn't been following along with all our updates. At the start of a fight, you have a specific battle inventory weight that you're allowed to bring into the fight. Every potion has a different weight assigned to it. Some are the same weight, but you can just kind of expect things that are more powerful will weigh more. So that anti-blinding potion there is only 2 stone. Also the units of weight in DeFi Kingdoms is stone, not pounds or kilograms or anything like that. We're cool and use stone. And hands and whatever other furlongs. Anyway, so this, and I guess you can kind of walk through, we can kind of show a little bit of the descriptions. I think we are going to be dropping some info on the potion effects as well, separately from this, but some things with potions is we are also adding some time benefits to using them, so that for the lighter weight ones, it doesn't take an entire turn to use it. Like the anti-blinding is about half of a turn of time. You get 500 initiative back. For some of the other ones, it's less, and some don't give you any time back as well, the heavier ones. Let's see. I guess maybe I'll wait for that graphic to kind of go through all the details so we don't spend too much time.
Show the swiftness potion, Sashay. It'll make more sense. I think what Sashay is getting at is the time bar will also show you if there's any changes from the current turn order to the next turn order. It'll give you a nice little prediction window that shows you where the turns could show up if the effects that are possible do happen. So in this case, the anti-blind potion uses a little bit less initiative than a normal ability. So you actually end up being in a different turn order. So now, when you're passing a turn, you'll actually be able to see where you'll end up instead of just kind of guessing and hoping you'll end up behind the possible turn that you're hoping to. So it just gives a little bit more context to what you're doing and how it's going to affect the overall turn order. So yeah.
He's channeling something there. What's going on?
Ooh, channeling. Uh-oh.
What's happening? What's happening?
I don't like the look of that.
He's probably just gonna like wild charge through him, I bet. Just run right through him.
There comes the wild charge. And I guess just so you guys. Ooh. Nice. Just so you guys are, not unaware. I think when we kind of showed things with the first hunt, with the mad boar hunt, we did hide a little bit, and that is also kind of the case of what we're doing here too. So while this fight, as we're showing it, is pretty hard, it's when you guys do it, it's going to be even harder. So enjoy that.
Rest easy.
We did learn some things there for those in chat paying attention, keeping score at home. There was a tornado kind of thing that flew out of the giant one, and it reduced the speed of a couple heroes. It definitely did some damage. That is one to look out for. Obviously, Beak Strike just happened. That was a fair amount of damage on your frontliner. These are all things to take note of. These damage marks, they are triple digits. They are not mincing. They are definitely real. So keep leveling up and definitely increase some defs.
What's going on there? It looked like when he hit the front, when he hit Big Mama in the front, it seemed like it hit all of them.
Yeah, what's up with that?
It's just spreading the damage out.
You'll learn. I do want to mention that you can see some things on the bottom of the time bar creeping up slowly but surely that we have not had before, and I don't know that I guess they probably showed up in a graphic that we shared, but essentially these are status effects that are tick based, where before we were doing most of them turn based, so it would just execute or finish on the hero's next turn. In this case, it is kind of an arbitrary time distance where these effects will essentially expire, I guess is what we'll say. So that's what that is, and that's again a helpful way to know when your hero will stop being slowed or stop their resistance to blind, things like that, that we have not had before. So just trying with this update to really include a whole bunch of new helpful info about the time system in general.
And I think I didn't. Oh, there's a new status effect there on Jarn Rand. So that is the confuse animation there. So with confuse, you're not able to do any channeling abilities while you're confused, and also anything that you do could become a basic attack targeting anything in the battlefield. So 50% chance that will happen. So which kind of sucks if it's your healer and you're trying to survive. But let's see what happens here.
See what your luck is, Sashay. No, not great. You just hurt your warrior.
You just shot your man right in the back there.
Traitor.
Now, Sasha, I can't help but notice that you pushed the biggin to the middle. Would you care to share any sort of reason as to why you would have done that? Or do you want to keep it a mystery?
You want to share my secret strategies?
No, I don't know. Do you? I'm just asking.
So.
Yeah.
Maybe it was an accident. It wasn't an accident.
Oh, okay. Understood.
I'm excited to see what's going to happen in a couple of turns.
Yeah, you're cruising through these. Already got one down.
Ooh. So yeah, I don't know if I guess we don't have to mention what all the abilities are, but we could talk about cheap, because that's
let's talk about cheap. I like
what's
that.
causing all the. Ian, do you want to take, or workhorse, whatever you like being called?
Sure. Ian workhorse thing. So basically, cheap is a mitigation tool that allows damage to be spread amongst the little ones from the big one. We early on wanted to make actually cheap started out as a very funny talent that evolved over time, but basically the little ones are kind of dumb. So dumb, in fact, that they just sort of jump in the way of damage. which turns out to be both helpful and not helpful in the fight. So it's fun based upon the timing of cheap occurring, if you can use it to your advantage, but also it could definitely mess you up.
Nice. And I guess one thing that just happened that we didn't talk about yet is the laying of egg. So we talked a little bit about some of our mystery mechanics, and this is our first fight that has staged combatants with multiple stages. And I don't know, Hubert, if you want to talk more about the philosophy there and what's happening.
Yeah, so I think one thing that we're usually doing when we're designing these things is also trying to set up mechanics that help us be ready for other mechanics that we've kind of already planned on. And one of those is resurrection. And so in this case, we didn't have a way to like bring anything back from the dead. With this, it's a little bit different because it's actually a transformation from being a dead combatant to being an egg, and then in theory it might hatch, but Sasha might just smash that egg before it has a chance. Oh look, it's starting to hatch. I can say that asking Beetle to do this caused him great pain.
Thank you, Beetle.
There was a lot of issues with kind of getting that set up, but it did set us up for the future and being able to actually have that be a thing, because we do have plans already with like the hero traits to be able to resurrect heroes.
Oh, the body slam.
Oh,
let it hatch. Let it hatch.
I mean, it is.
you're
So I didn't
gonna
mean to
kill it.
interrupt you, Hubert. The body slam was just massive.
That was cool.
Yeah, sorry, Hubert. Keep going.
I think it's time for this guy to frontline, right?
Yeah. So
support this strategic
I guess
decision.
I was just saying that we do have the second life, and I forget the name of the other active skill that comes from the genes for active and passive traits that we haven't quite implemented yet. One of the hurdles for doing that was getting resurrection working within the combat engine. So that's kind of a conscious decision to have that be a part of the mechanics here, just so we can get that worked out. And now we have. So that should mean for you guys, you can look forward a bit to the hurdles of getting the traits in place have been reduced. I think that's something that we are hoping to get going before too long.
Hubert, I'm pretty sure that other ability is called Resurrection.
Resurrection. Okay. Easy. Easy name. Looking forward to getting that. It's going to really change the dynamic of the game once we start having those being a part of all of the hero classes. There'll be some that even the ones that aren't implemented yet will have access to those. So give them a little bit more utility and potential for being used as we're going through our development process. But you can see, yep, we have a whole new baby bok there. So you do have to kind of deal with that kind of issue of, there you thought you had dealt with it, and no, you did not. So,
One
but
thing
they're
for
also not that strong.
One thing for the Wen Bros in chat, Hubert just said something that's really clutch. The team here has focused really hard on creating every step of the way, opportunity for us to incorporate future state mechanics in the game, which results in, I mean, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself and the teammate want me to not, but things will become sort of easier to release in the future. We're getting over those initial hurdles. Those initial hurdles are the things that are slow and painstaking, but once complete, they're complete. And so that's a big deal. And so for folks who are, always wondering when, these iterations will continue to come faster over time as we start getting the more complex, difficult aspects of the game out of the way.
Yep, that's a great point, Ian. And then also, I'll just say that this particular hunt, I think, includes so many features that will be imperative for upcoming classes and hunts and all those things. I feel like this in particular has pushed us forward so much more than even the boars. just because of we've been talking about the time bar for a long time. We actually had the time system in place already. But this is the first time that you're able to visualize it in a way that's helpful for making decisions. And it will open up a lot of different abilities that we've had for other classes that we haven't implemented yet. And just really will make it a lot smoother to continue pushing out classes. And most likely that's something that we'll be looking at next. So yeah, just super excited about the whole thing. There's even some mechanics I don't think that we've seen yet in this fight that we will.
Sasha's got a man down.
That confused priest is causing some issues for Sasha.
Yeah, this is hilarious.
Question from chat: can an egg be pushed?
It is a combatant, and it doesn't have any specific immunities, so yes.
Very nice.
Yep. And I don't know. I guess he did some anti-blind. I don't know if we've seen any blind happen yet.
It happened, but the guy is dead.
So it was effective.
Yeah.
He's just sleeping, yeah.
Yeah, he can get resurrected. Maybe he'll become an egg. Should the mama Bach be able to resurrect heroes too into eggs? That'd be kind of cool.
Sasha did actually have a suggestion that was kind of along those lines,
Tra-
though we
a
didn't
traitor
actually
egg?
implement it.
Hilarious.
So, as everyone can see, your heroes are going to die. This is one thing to take note of. You're going to hear me say it a million times. Just keep juicing your teams. But in terms of how hard this is, I wondered, Hubert, if you wanted to talk about any of if you happen to win rewards kind of things. I know we're not going to say what is going to happen, but can you describe the magnitude of what could happen?
Yeah, sure. So yeah, I mean, with this fight comes a whole new batch of equipment. Not going to talk about any of what those are. I'm excited to see each and every one of those be posted on Discord when someone finds them. I think you guys are going to be very happy with what we have. I think they're very cool, and I think we did a really good job with our naming this time. So looking forward to that. We also
our naming game really is 10 out of 10 on this one.
Yeah, I don't know if you notice what the Pecky Blinder that keeps killing his warriors and knights. But yeah, Sasha, you're that's good job, Sasha.
GG.
Oh no.
If I hadn't made Sasha let that egg hatch, he'd probably have it in the bag.
He probably, yeah.
He's definitely. I can see him holding back a little bit.
I hamstrung that man.
And yeah, I guess Sasha, if you do want to show kind of what the flow is going to be like here, I guess I'll point out that where the name that it's going to show is a placeholder name. We're going to reveal the actual name of this hunt at the end. But it might have ended up with this name until we came up with a better one. But yeah, Sasha, if you want to go and show, this is kind of what it's going to be like now that there are potions involved. So yeah, the Ravenous Rockbog Hunt was what we were initially going with as a name. And if you were to click on that and select your stuff.
We went full dad mode with the naming for sure.
While he's doing that, a question from chat that I don't remember if we've said publicly or not, so I'm going to just defer it to Hubert and whatever he said. Oh, never mind. Zipper answered in chat. I guess we did say it.
Now I'm curious. What was it?
If the fees were going to be the same as the boar hunt or any difference?
Right. So yes, we are changing the fees a little bit. They are. I don't know. It's not implemented yet. But we are reducing the gold cost by 500. And then the retry cost is also cut in half on the gold cost as well. So that's to somewhat offset the cost of the potions. Doesn't necessarily offset everything, but we also are including with this a power up for potions as well, which and other consumables, where it will potentially recover some that you use during the fight if you have the power up. But it's a chance to recover, not a guarantee.
And
so
sorry, that reduced gold is for both hunts, correct?
it is, yes. Yep.
Awesome.
So yeah, it's not implemented yet. Yeah, we still have a few little final touches to do. But yeah, you can see now we have this new little entry here, the battle inventory. So a battle inventory is how many potions you can bring into the fight. Your battle budget is how much weight in potions you can use during the fight. So with the hunts right now, we're kind of following a scheme of you can bring in twice as much weight as you're allowed to use. So you'll kind of need to strategize which potions you think you like for these hunts. And we did try to make it easy for you as well. So if you want to go in there, Sasha, and hopefully it's okay, good.
Oh no, you're gonna show them all the weights. No.
Oh yeah, spoilers, weights. I'm okay showing them the weights.
I know.
Yeah.
Stones.
So yeah, basically you can see here we're giving you 3 different loadouts to use, and it'll save on somewhere. Beetle can talk maybe more on the technicals of this, but for just kind of easy access, like once you've kind of made a few selections and you maybe have for different teams you use different potions, you can just go and select them quickly without needing to like re-enter the ones you want to bring each time. And then it has, of course, like feedback that'll tell you if you're low on a certain potion for your loadout and you need to go craft more or buy more. So just trying to help make that a bit easier. Eventually I would like us to have something along these lines for heroes as well. We're not quite there yet, but that is something that I bring up from time to time. But it's kind of a matter of just priorities and stuff. But yeah, you can kind of see there. Sasha is utilizing his stonage there, unfortunately, but I think sometimes you're just going to have to deal with that. But
that's definitely going to become a quote. What happens for unused potions?
Anything unused in the fight is just returned to you, and kind of the way it works is it gets escrowed in the hunt contract. Your whole list of potions will get escrowed, and then the contract will return to you what you didn't use and potentially what you recovered with the power up if you have that power up.
Yep, and I just want to say, so yeah, the loadout screen is utilizing your login to save that information in our database, and so and I think maybe Hubert mentioned it, but each set of 3 loadouts is specific to that void hunt. So if you can have 3 different loadouts for the boars and 3 for the rock box, and that'll get saved. So you could just kind of key those up as you go. And then just wanted to give some props to Pinecone and Magnus, especially for their work on the potion burning mechanics. Pinecone has been kind of the silent hero in the background with it setting up an executor that essentially communicates with the contract and passes all this information across when hunts are won or lost. So that's been in place for a while, but he's made adjustments to include the potions as well. So I'm just super impressed, I guess, with the technology that we're implementing. I don't know how many other kind of games are doing this type of thing. We've, with this introduction of BYOP, we've finally introduced kind of the burning mechanic that all those materials are going into and just kind of completed the loop. So just super excited about that. And I keep saying excited. Stoked. I forgot it has to be stoked. Stoked that this is in place and it just kind of closes that loop. So stoked.
With the obligatory caveat that everything is always subject to change, are the current weights in the potions, are those up to date?
Let's see, what's the weight of the? Yes, it looks like
They look great.
Yep, I
They do.
believe so. And excited is the new meta. Thank you, chat.
Nice.
Do you want to do one more fight?
Yeah, I guess we're not gonna start it this way, because if he starts it this way, it'll have all the secrets. So we're gonna don't want to share them secrets.
One of the
Here,
big things that's very
I've
important
hidden
to
your
all of
screen,
us.
Sasha. No one can see your screen anymore, so you can do whatever you want now.
I'm gonna quest.
Smart. Multitask. I love it.
While we have a moment, I will do the obligatory reminder to please like and share if you want, subscribe/follow, depending on what platform you're watching on. But especially for those of you that are on YouTube right now, please do like and subscribe. And those watching on Twitter, please like and follow and retweet. I'm getting greedy.
You got to really smash it, though. You got to smash the like button. And
Yes.
subscribe.
Yeah. I want broken mouses.
Can't just click.
It's like what we're gonna do to sachets if we keep doing the giveaways that we do with 1,000+ winners. New classes will be post the introduction of this hunt. It will be after. No new classes will be coming out at the same time as this hunt. Also, once we fire this back up and which actually is about to be now, we'll pause for a second and let the music play and then we'll pause the music and go back to talking. Real quick, prior to that, I do also want to remind everybody, we mentioned it in our last AMA, and there will be more details coming, but keep in mind that with the introduction of this hunt, we will also be introducing the sponsored daily raffle rewards. So Klaytn will be our first sponsor, and they will be sponsoring a pretty hefty prize pool. So make sure you stay tuned on the details for that, because you'll definitely have an opportunity to win some pretty sizable prizes from that.
We're not sharing any details yet.
That's up to you.
If you leave it up to me, I'm going to do it. So
Do it.
well, yeah. So I think we kind of mentioned some of it already. The total prize pool per day is going to be 2,000 clay, and I won't say how many winners there are, because I think we still need to just do this last little thing with our tokenomics committee to finalize all that. But so there will be 2,000 clay per day available. Every time you complete a hunt, either this rockbach hunt or the boar hunt, you get an entry into that, just like the daily raffle right now with the crystal reward. And it'll be going for 25 days from when we start it. So that you can look forward to that. It should be it's a system that I'm a little bit proud of, because I did all the coding for it, and it's designed in a way that allows us to have multiple sponsors at once if we want to. So we are looking into that, and I think we'll have more to say in the future when we get to that point. But at least at the very beginning, I think we're going to be just starting with the Klaytn sponsored raffle. And I think how much is that right now at today's prices? I think it's like over $400 per day with 2,000 clay. Yeah. So there's some good prizes in there for people to get. So hopefully that gets y'all excited. And also mention that your heroes are not locked out of one hunt if they do the other hunt. So you could do both with the same group of heroes per day if you wanted to.
Yes, that's a good call out as well. Dreamer mentioned in chat right now it's $420. So it's we got the 420.
How auspicious.
Real quick, one more question from chat, and then I'll let the music play for a minute, because I think some people have joined that missed the track at the beginning. Potions and retries.
Yes. So yeah, with the retry system, we treat that like the fight never happened, the previous one, if you retry. So any potions that were used during the previous fight would be unused again when you do the retry. So I guess, yeah, you don't need to worry about, if you're trying different things and you're failing and you just feel like you're just losing all your resources in the process. At least for right now, with this hunt, we are allowing retries. I will say that perhaps in the future we will have fights where there are no retries. So, you know, the stakes will be a bit higher. But right now we are still in, you know, this kind of alpha stage of our game development where, you know, not everything is working as completely intended, and we're, you know, also just need to work out the balance and figure out what works and what doesn't work and get more classes in place and all those different things. So we're trying to be a little bit forgiving while also giving you guys an extremely difficult fight to attempt. So hopefully that at least, I don't know, gives you guys a little bit of a bone.
Very nice. All right, let's listen to the music for a minute, and then we'll be back to talking.
Sasha's gonna get it this time.
He's got his eyes on the prize. Scramble those eggs, Sasha.
I think we have SBD to thank for all the sound effects, as well as all the beautiful art we have here. You can see that this nest that's up in a tree that has rock bucks in it is surrounded by void shards.
Yeah, what's up with that? What's up with that lore, guys?
There may be some influence happening here. Why these rock bucks are you know, being bad. So. Oh, look at that. Background also is, I think, a combination of SBD and, is it Inkmouth who did that one? I guess it's SBD can probably answer in the chat.
Yeah, and JMW as well.
JMW
I believe
also.
it was a full team effort, and it looks awesome.
The depth on it is super cool. Perspective is awesome.
We lost our music. Sad day.
I remuted it. I wasn't sure if the conversation was going to continue, and I know it's hard to listen to both sometimes.
It's just so enjoyable.
It is. Sam does fantastic work. It's absolutely incredible.
Let's see. I see another question. So this is not one that requires void shards. The next hunt might be one, our first one that does that. That's kind of what I've been thinking. But we have a few things we're planning to do before the next void hunt comes out. So it's probably going to be a little while. But I'm excited for the things we are going to do. We're planning on implementing at least a couple more classes before the next hunt, as well as are looking into other. Ooh, I had not seen that animation before just now.
Surprise!
Yeah.
SBD sends me things and I put them in.
Nice. Yeah, I'm also really excited for you guys to just try out these other potions. I think everyone's gotten very used to just their health and mana vials, but the other potions are also very useful. The anti-blinding potion gives you resistance to blind for a period of time, as well as cures it if you have it. The toughness potion is pretty useful to put on a tank. And then the swiftness potion can be pretty wild. It's but it is also a very heavy potion, so it comes at a cost. You won't be able to use very many other potions after you've used it. So, but it's too bad Sasha didn't use it. It's pretty cool to see how many turns you can see on the time bar once you've used one of those.
I did in the earlier fight, which
did
probably
you?
cost me because I didn't have any potions left.
But it's cool.
I mean, take note that all 3 heroes have been slowed and 2 of them are blind. Things are going to happen. So definitely come prepared.
He's rough.
Now you jinxed it. Now everyone is blinded.
I will say, on that note, people might notice on the spreadsheet that there are 2 mechanics that are not even shown, that we haven't come in contact yet,
Dun,
which are
dun, dun, dun,
Fear
dun, dun, dun.
and Retaliate, which are brand new mechanics that will be included in this fight, but you have
Why
not seen them
didn't
yet.
you-
Secrets, the secrets.
Secrets are so fun.
So are you saying this is the easy part?
Yes.
Yeah, this
Oh,
is-
okay.
looks like you could probably handle it even with your guys all blinded.
You're
I bet.
50% win rate on the easy mode. That's not good.
Also, a quick reminder: we talked about the clay raffles being added, but the crystal raffles will continue, and the wins from this hunt will also count as entries in that. So, double your chances for both of them by doing both hunts. And I believe, Hubert, correct me if I'm wrong, we are going to allow the same person to win multiple times.
That's right.
So somebody could theoretically win multiple of those jackpots each day.
Yep, that is how it works.
Very nice.
Yeah, looking forward to that. And I've been at least paying attention. Let's see who is the current winner. The current winner is Darius the One. And with my measly 2 hunts that I try to do at least 2 a day, and I haven't won yet. I'm upset about it. My measly 0.24% chance to win at the current number of hunts left, and there's still 4 hours to go. So,
I mean, the good news is Gmail won a hunt, so apparently Google is playing. I
I saw Ogre won
Really?
one of the
Ogre
first
did
ones
win.
too.
Yeah.
And yeah, so yeah, just reminded that is a feature of the hunts and something that's going to just be ongoing as Bolan mentioned, and we'll be looking to hopefully have sponsored ones happening as often as we can. So and we were currently testing like having multiple happening at once to make sure there's no issues there, and so far it's been going great. So yeah.
Hey, Sasha won.
Still on the W.
Woohoo.
Does this hunt have the chance to drop void shards?
It does. Yeah. So with the drops, I'll just kind of tell you about how that system is different and the same. Void shard drop rate is not changing. So it's the same amount of chance that you have. It's 10% chance per win on this fight or the other one, and the chance of getting loot equipment is the same. It's the same formula as before as well. So it's a 1% chance plus. I can't remember the multiplier against your party luck. I think it's 0.02. And maybe I haven't said that before, but it's there. I think I did. And
You did.
yeah. So that part isn't changing, but we are increasing the experience reward on this. In addition to we've mentioned before, we're also adding for both of these hunts a level scaling rewards on experience and moksha rune drop rates. I guess I'll just say the numbers. So I think, actually, do I remember the numbers? I think it's, now I'm scared. I'm going to say the wrong numbers. Well, it's 0.25% increase on the moksha rune drop rate per level above the base level of the fight. The drop rate of moksha runes at level 10 for the boar hunt is 5%. The drop rate for the rock box at level 12 is going to be 7.5% at the start. And then it goes up by 0.25% every level up you are from that, or the fight level of the fight. And then on the experience front, it is, I believe this is going to reward a base of 900 experience per win at level 12. And then I think we set it to scale at 50 experience extra per level higher the fight is. And that's the same scalar for both hunts.
And keep in mind with those scalars, it's not the level of your hero, it's the level of the fight. So if you go in with 2 high level and 1 low level and pull that average down, that's what it's basing off of.
There's been a little bit of talk about loot in general. I know we're not going to mention what loot, but do we want to mention how many new pieces of loot? I think this is doubling almost.
Yeah. Let's see. I
maybe?
think we had 5 different options on the boar hunt loot table, which I wonder if I should say something about that. But on this one, it is going to be. There are 7 different options that you can get with this hunt,
And they're cool.
and they are cool.
They are super cool.
Yes. I'm excited.
We're dropping types of equipment that haven't been dropped before as well. So
Very desirable. I want all of them.
So yes, I do too.
I have to say, y'all really outdid yourself with the namings for everything related to this hunt, and I'm super excited about it. Time bar going in boar hunt as well.
It's the new normal. We're not the old system's going away.
Perfect. Thank you, sir.
Welcome to your new life, Maddie.
Yes, same as boar hunt, classes that don't have codices can still use equipment and participate in the hunt. No change there. 2 unrelated plugs, but I'm going to throw them out there real quick. First and foremost, some of our team will be at ETH Denver, so hunt them down. But also, I'm not going to try to get the dates right because I know I'm going to get them wrong. But the Saturday and Sunday of the actual conference, which Sunday is the last day, we will actually be in their arcade area doing live demos. So come swing by, say hey to us. If you're interested in helping answer questions about DFK and all that, come hang out with us. I say us. Unfortunately, I will not be there, but yeah, we will have a space in their arcade to do some demoing, and we'll be there all day of that Saturday and then all day of the Sunday, but the Sunday's only like a half day. So make sure you come by and say hey, and if you're interested in helping out and answering questions for people, we would always appreciate it. And then the second thing, stay tuned after this. We'll be shooting out an announcement, but we are going to have some downtime on a few things today to do some upgrades to some different contracts. So it is not the Rockbach release. I'm just gonna say it. Sorry, but it's not. But we do have some stuff that we're gonna put out today, and we're gonna have some downtime on some contracts. So make sure you stay tuned for that announcement to give you an idea of what's gonna be offline for a little bit.
I think Magnus did want us to just mention at least one of those things here, right? That which specific thing's going to be offline. Are we okay to say that here?
If you remember, otherwise
I do remember. Yes, it was just mentioning that the item bridge will be down as well as we're making these upgrades. So if you plan on doing any bridging of items, you may want to wait at least for the next few hours for us to just get these upgrades in. And I'm really, really excited for all the different things that are being added here. They are all kind of mostly quality of life change type things, but I think they're, they're very, especially the quest EQ system, spoilers, that's coming out today, is going to be very enjoyable for all of you.
It is awesome.
I've been using it, and I feel bad for you guys that you haven't been able to.
But not for long.
Womp,
Not for long.
So yeah, stay tuned for that. We will be doing a patch today, but not this patch. But we will be doing a patch today.
It's not a small patch.
It is not a small patch.
It's a lot of small. Well, no, even the things aren't small. I don't know. We've been calling it small, but it's not small.
No. Also, KP mentioned in chat, which reminded me because I forgot, if you were going to ETH Denver, not only those demo days, but I believe it's that Friday night, if I remember correctly, KP put together a DFK meetup. So make sure you sign up for that if you're interested in going, and it should be a lot of fun. Hopefully he'll post a link in YouTube chat, hint, because I don't remember the details. but yeah, if you're going to Denver, definitely come see us. It's going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, no, today is not a small day. All right.
So I'll just mention, yeah, we're you know, we still have just a little bit more polish and a couple more like changes to the system that we are implementing right now with the balancing. So there may be things that you see here that noticed that may not be exactly the same when full health, nice. When we get to the release. So you know, just I guess feel free to recklessly speculate as much as you want, but just know that things are always subject to change. So
Yes. On that note, we're also doing some like small adjustments to the existing classes. So skills that you're seeing here may have changed, at least some of them, and may still change until release. So don't take what you see for face value at this point still.
Yes, everything is subject to change. And we will keep you updated, of course, with those changes, especially if you're listening to this and you are not in our Discord. I just highly recommend our Discord. It's a lot of fun and we have some good times in there. But we also have a channel in there dedicated to nothing but a running log of game updates so that you can always track what has changed, when it changes, all of that fun stuff. So definitely recommend checking that out.
really gave Sashi a lot of work this time on that.
Yes, I love it. It makes me happy.
Yeah, and I guess on the note of class abilities changing and things like that, it's just it's been pretty cool to see just how the team has worked together, coming up with just the right ways to balance the fight, to balance this fight, to balance the previous fight, to think ahead of how we need to balance the classes together. It's just been impressive to see. So big props to the folks up here and more folks that aren't up here that have been helping to make sure that things are feeling nice and balanced. It's a lot of work, but I feel like we're getting really close on a lot of things, and especially for this fight, things are looking pretty good.
All right, and then we'll see how this fight turns out for Sashay, and then we'll wrap up. But obviously, feel free to continue conversing. But just as a heads up for those watching, we'll be wrapping up at the end of this fight. But we will also be revealing the real name at the end. So make sure you stay
The
tuned.
real name.
Muhuhaha.
Much improved, I would say, from the first one, which was not bad either. But
But you can't beat the new name.
I
Not
can't stop
bad.
talking about it, or somebody's gonna slip up.
Not bad versus Epic. So not comparable.
right.
Sashay's gonna take his time now.
I'm trying my hardest, okay?
The music is back.
For the record, Sasha has like a 97% win rate on boards, and he's just getting his butt whooped here. Think about that. Think about it.
I don't want to. It scares me.
Ooh, that's an interesting question. The egg resurrecting is a channeled ability, right?
It is.
Yep.
It is interruptible.
Oh,
Yeah.
Good enough.
And the egg might have other things it can do in the meantime. Just
Like-
saying.
can we add body slam to the egg so the egg just lifts up and slams everybody?
Ooh, like a double slam because of
Yeah.
the Ooh.
But then it cracks,
Oh.
so it can't hatch anymore.
Ooh, like a suicide ability.
Yeah, exactly.
No, Bolon.
This is why I'm not invited. What happens if you do interrupt the channel?
It stops trying to hatch at least that time.
I like it.
Yep, and I'll say that the hatch has a one turn amnesia. Is that right, Hubert? 1 or 2?
Yeah, I think it's maybe one.
Yeah.
One. It's one.
So they do have a move they can do in the interim.
Yep. Which
I went full screen really hoping for a good move, and they haven't done anything exciting. I'm sad.
Looks like he's taking care of the big one though, so it seems like he's probably got this one.
Old strategy.
And you can also just straight up kill the egg, correct?
Yep, yeah, which I think he did to
I think so,
earlier somewhere. Yeah, we kind of had there's a lot of changes from where we first started and where things have ended up to, as far as like, I think the egg had a lot more HP in the beginning, but it also like no defense, and then we kind of shifted it to having a lot more defense than you see on most things, but then not very much HP. Oh,
Remember the shield when it first came out? When it first started?
Yeah,
The
had a
shield was
crazy
crazy.
shield. Oh, look, now it has a shield.
Oh, the shield not nearly as crazy as the one we had before.
It is. They showed it. He showed
It wiggled.
It wiggled.
Oh my
You
god!
might have missed it, but it wiggled.
Everybody go back, see the wiggle.
Yeah. Well, I'll just say, like, it's impressive how dynamic this fight can be, just because there's so many things that could happen, and we haven't even seen the half of it. So
yeah, I mean, a couple reminders that were mentioned earlier, but for those that might have been joining late, A, we are not showing everything that will be in this fight, and B, Workhorse made a really good point about, you know, everything that we're building in right now just takes us further and further along the line of other features that we can add in as well.
Good
My
job,
point wasn't
Sasha.
actually honoring Hubert's point. So Hubert.
Sorry, Hubert.
I did it.
Also, GG on that one.
Easiest fight of my life.
You make it look easy.
Yeah.
yeah, Sachet's a superhuman hero commander. So
One last reminder to please like and subscribe, or like and follow if you're on Twitter, and, you know, share this video out and around. All right. Anybody want to say anything before we wrap up and reveal that name?
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. That was a lot of fun, and be sure to flame us all on Twitter.
Yeah, thanks everybody.
just excited to see how this is going to push forward the game in general. Good job, Sasha, on fighting.
I did my best.
That's all. Just the fighting.
and all
He's
the
good at
notes
that.
and testing. Sasha has been such a trooper, and Winston as well, for like playing. I don't know how many times you guys have done this fight, and how many times we've changed it, and you've done it again and again and again. So like it's, you know, I imagine that takes a certain degree of patience that not everybody would have. So I always appreciate the input on that. And you know, I don't think this fight would be nearly as polished as it would be without it. So, so thank you both. And
It'd be a lot easier. That's for sure.
yeah. Basically, Sasha's like, "Oh, this is great. This is the best," and I destroy it. And that's kind of the process.
I try to hide it behind very, very low effort memes.
Yeah, at one point we did realize that blocking was way too powerful, but then we fixed it. So
I'm excited to share that meme when it becomes a thing.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess anything else from anybody? Oh,
He's thinking about it.
thought about it.
Well, I'll just say, since we're giving kudos, I'll just give kudos to the folks that are off screen as well. A lot of time and effort has gone into this across the board, so appreciate the whole team, and everybody else who's been patient and helping out.
Hubert, would you be so kind as to tell everybody the name of the Void Hunt?
Yeah. So, you know, as we've been saying, this fight had some secrets that we didn't reveal. You know, it seemed like it was pretty hard. Sasha lost it in his first try. I think he was not trying very hard though. So, you know, with with effort, without the secrets in place, it's an all right fight. It's doable. But in reality, though, this hunt is a bad mother clucker.
Bad mother clucker.
Bad mother clucker. You don't really hear the excitement of the crowd, but I know it's there.
They're cheering.
All right. Do we want to just wrap up there? Or do we want to do a bullish?
Bullet.
Bullish!
Bullish.
Thanks,
Bullish.
everybody.
Thanks all.